In this lesson, we are gonna start by learning our clefs. So let's first look at the G clef. So first, clefs. In music, we mostly use G and F clef, and a clef, as we learned before, indicates a pitch. But how do we read notes in G clef? Well, as I mentioned in a previous video, in music we have 7 bass notes, so to speak: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And a clef shows you how to name the notes. And the G clef, also referred to as violin clef or treble clef, those 3 are the same thing, shows you where the G is. And on a G clef, if we see the G clef, which looks like this means that a note on the second line from the bottom is a G. After we know one reference note, we know all the other notes, because we can see that notes can be on a line, between lines, on a line, between lines, on a line, and this keeps alternating. After G comes A again, then B, C, D, E, F, G, and one note above G would be A again. We have those 7 notes: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and after G comes A, and before A comes G again. And a sentence to use to memorize this is "every good bird does fly." E on the first line, G on the second line, B, D, F. Every good bird does fly. So how exactly can we use this sentence? Well, let's immediately start practicing, because by practicing we will learn something quicker. So how do we read notes again? Because the explanation was really short, but well, this is actually everything you need. So let's see. The first thing we always look for is the clef. What clef do we have? We have G clef. What does G clef mean again? G clef means a note on the second line from the bottom is a G, no matter how the note looks like. If you have some sort of dot, if it's black or has 25 sticks to it, or 20 dots, or however, if we see a round shape on the second line, such as here, that means it's a G. So how do we know the second note? Well, you can use, for example, the sentence "every good bird does fly," but it's not on a line. Wait, every good bird, it's between the third line, which is a B, and the fourth line, "every good bird does," which is a D, and between B and D is C. That's how it works. This note is a C. You can also count it out, because after G, which is on the line, we go to between lines. After G comes A again, then we go on a line, which is B, and then between these lines is a C. G, A, B, C. You can count it out or use this sentence: "every good bird does fly." So using this sentence or counting out, do you know what the third note is called? And you can pause the video. If you pause the video and think for yourself, the more you think for yourself, the quicker you will learn. Well, let's see. It's on a line, so that you can just use the sentence "every good bird does fly." It's an F. That's easy, guys, right? And then the fourth note. Well, it's between the first and second line. The first line would be an E, because every, and the second line would be a G, so between E and G is F. It's an F again. So we have G, C, F, and another F. There are multiple Fs, Cs, and Gs, which we call octaves. Let's practice some more, because, well, there's everything to it. Using the sentence "every good bird does fly." And maybe you need to write that sentence down somewhere. Feel free to do so. Write it somewhere and hang it on your wall, or on your refrigerator, or put it on your desk. Because every clef has another sentence. But yeah, try to practice a bit. And maybe you don't want to do all 12, but please pause the video and do at least the first 6. Just do half of it at least. So, let's see how you've done. What is the first thing we always look for? We always look for clefs. We have the G clef. What does G clef mean? G clef means a note on the second line from the bottom is a G. Now notice, this is incredibly important. Look at note 1 and 12. These are not the exact same. We have the note 1 is a black dot with a stick. Note 12 is a circular dot which is hollow on the inside, but the shape does not matter. If you have a note, however it might look, on the second line from the bottom, and we are in G clef, it is automatically called a G. Unless with key signatures, but we will learn that in Introduction to Sheet Music 4. So for now, note 1 is a G, but 12 is also a G, no matter the fact that it looks a bit different. Every good second line is a G. How about the second note? It's on the third line. Every good bird, it's a B. The third note, every good bird does. It's a D. The fourth note, well, it's on the same line as note 2, so that's a B again. You can also go by steps. If you know the first note is a G, then between G and the second and third line is an A, because after G comes A again, and then one note above A is B, and C, D, and this way you can count it out. So the fourth note was a B. What's the fifth note? Again, the fifth note has a dot, but that doesn't matter. How the note looks like, that has to do with the rhythm. But just the pitch, how the note is called, we don't really care about the dots and weird flags that are next to it. So how is the fifth note called? Well, it's between the third line, the second line and the third line. Second line is a G and it's one above G. After G comes A again. The fifth note is an A. Then we go one step up. We go from between the lines to on the line. So this is a B. And then we go from on line 3 to between line 3 and 4, which is again one step up. After B comes C. The seventh note is a C. Of course, again, you can also use the sentence. Every good bird between B and D. Between B and D is C. The eighth note is one space above G, because you can probably memorize already. G clef on the second line is a G, but it's one space above. After G comes A again. Ninth note is a G, 10th note is an A, 11th note is a B, and the 12th note, as mentioned before, even though it looks different, it's still a G. And here are the answers given. Again, because I'm gonna repeat this a number of times because I want you guys to really, really, really understand. No matter the flip, how a note looks like, if you're in G clef, second line from the bottom is always a G. G, 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 and G. No matter what this weird 3 dots, stripes, whatever it is, doesn't matter for how the note is named. So, let's recap. The G clef indicates the G on the second line from the bottom. And you can remember the note names with the sentence, every good bird does fly. Now we have made a quick introduction of reading the notes in G clef, but of course, you are probably not able to fluently read it. But that is why you need to practice. After we have learned both G and F clef, there will be lots of practice materials, as well as even more practice materials at the end of all instruction videos of Introduction to Sheet Music 1. But this was the introduction on reading notes in the G clef, also referred to as the treble clef, also referred to as the violin clef. It's really important to know that those three things mean the same thing. So now let's go to the F clef and see how you need to read notes in this particular clef.